Okay, so welcome back to chapter 2 again. So now we will continue with measures of central tendency. Let's look at, we have already done ungrouped data. We have already done group data without intervals. So today I'm going to cover group data with intervals. Okay, so by now, the first two, you should be able to handle it already. So when you have ungrouped data, you rearrange it and then you calculate your mean, mode, median. When you have group data without intervals, you will add two extra columns, which is cumulative frequency to find your median and fx to find your mean. What is fx? Frequency times your data. So now we're going to look at group data with interval. It's a little bit different. You still have to add the two extra columns, but you have some new formulas that you are going to be looking at. Okay, I'm also going to teach you how to draw the cumulative frequency curve, or we call it the ogive, or in school you call it the ogive. All right. Alright, so introduction to MCT, I've already gone through this. So we'll be doing measurement of central tendency, which is your mean, median and mode. But now with group data with intervals. So now the only new thing is, like just now, when earlier on when we did group data without intervals, the two extra columns that you added was CF, which is cumulative frequency, and FX, which is frequency times data. Now you just have one more new column to add, which is midpoints. Midpoint is the middle. All right, so let's take a look at it step by step. So how to calculate mean? You see, when group data without intervals, how did you calculate mean? I'll just go back to your manual. Let's look through a little bit so you know what I'm talking about. All right, let's just get to the right spot. All right, when it was group data without intervals, you take 0 times 3 is 0, 1 times 6 is 6, then you total it, 65 divide 30, that would be your mean, right? So now the only difference is this is group data with intervals. So because we don't have a direct data like this, we got intervals like 0 to 1, 1 to 2, that sort of thing. So you got to use midpoints, meaning the middle of the data, the middle of the interval. Okay, then median, there's two ways to find median. One is using graph, which is the ogive or the ogive that we're going to learn later, and one is using a formula. You don't worry, all these formulas are given to you in your exam. You just need to know where to put the right numbers in the right places. Okay, and initially during group data without intervals, how we find median here? N plus 1 divide by 2, correct? N is my total data, or your total frequency, plus 1 divide 2, which is 31 divide 2, 15.5, meaning my median is between data number 15 and 16. So you use your cumulative frequency, data number 15 and 16 is inside here. Therefore, my median is 2. All right, so this is how you did it before this. All right, you use your cumulative frequency or data. But now the only difference is this is an interval, let's say 2 to 4. So what's your median, 2 or 4? You don't know. So that's why we're going to actually apply a formula. Using mode, also got two ways to find mode. If you're going to use graph, we will find it from the histogram. All right, and histogram I'll teach you later. How do we already learn how to draw. I'll teach you how to estimate mode from there. And another way is using formula. Just now, earlier, group data without intervals. How you find mode? Oh, highest frequency, my mode is 3, correct? Now is different. Now you still look for the highest frequency, but you need to apply a formula because here there will be intervals. So before any calculation, I want you to update your table first. In the last class, you have already done your intervals and you have done your frequency, correct? Interval and frequency done already. So now you just need to add new things. Midpoint, that means the middle point of the intervals, meaning if 0 to 100, my midpoint is 50. 100 to 200, my midpoint is 150. Okay, you need to add cumulative frequency for each interval, meaning you add a new column. All right, and then the other new column before this you already added, which was fx. But now we will take frequency times midpoint. So I want you to do all these steps before we do any calculation for group data with intervals or without. Okay, always check your class intervals have boundaries. So you don't worry, because intervals given to you, it will always be continuous. I'll show you what is boundaries after this. Okay, and then write down your midpoint. That means you're going to add 3 new columns for me. Midpoint, cumulative frequency and fx. Cumulative frequency and fx, you already know what to do. Midpoint is the only new one. Okay, so what I'm talking about boundaries, this is the same from chapter 1. I taught you all about this. When you want to draw your histogram or whatever not, you need to make sure it's continuous, like 30 to 40, 40 to 50. You cannot go and have 30 to 39, 40 to 49, 50 to, cannot. It must be continuous, all right? If it's not, you make it the same. But you no need to worry. Throughout your syllabus, all the intervals are given to you in the question already. And most of the time it's given, all the boundaries are the same. So not really a problem. Okay, so for discrete data or non-discrete data, so you don't worry how to do your correction. You minus 0.5, you add 0.5. You minus 0.5, you add 0.5. How to find your midpoint? Okay, it's the middle of the data. So basically, you find your boundaries first and you find the middle. So you add up both and divide by 2. That's how you find it. All right. For continuous data, same story. You minus 0.5. Why do you do this correction? Because as you can see here, you can see there is a gap. So that's why you minus 0.5, you add 0.5. You minus 0.5. Can you see for between 147 and 148, there's a gap. 152 and 153, there's a gap. Yeah, so that's why you do this correction. But you don't need to worry. In your exams or in your manuals after this, as you go along and do the questions, right, you will notice that most of it is already given to you. So it's not really a problem. It's already continuous already, already given like that. It's already corrected for you. So you just find the midpoint for me. Okay, so now let's look at the formulas. So when you have group data with intervals, you will be looking at these formulas. Again, no worries. All formulas given to you in your exam. How to find mean when you have group data without intervals? Fx divided by total frequency, correct? Same. Now you just take frequency times midpoint, divide total frequency. Okay, for median, first of all, you need to find your median class. How you find median class? Same. How you do this? Same. N plus 1 divide by 2. You find where is your median class? Oh, 15 and 16 data. Use cumulative frequency. Oh, this is 2. Same thing. You're going to find your median class. Then you're going to apply this formula on the median class. So, but the only challenge here is remembering what the formula is. Like what is LB? Lower boundary. Half times total frequency. What is lower boundary? I'll show you in a bit, okay? Half times total frequency minus, whenever this is uppercase, it is always cumulative frequency. What's uppercase? Big alphabet. Big alphabet is cumulative frequency. Just remember, cumulative is something that accumulate is bigger, right? So big alphabet or uppercase is cumulative frequency. So the FB here is cumulative frequency before the median class. FM here, this is small, right? Lowercase, right? So it's frequency of the median class times C, which is class width. What is class width? The size of the class. If your class is 0 to 100, the size of the class is 100. If your class width is 100 to 200, the size of the class is 100 lah. 200 to 400, the size of the class is 200. Is the size of the class. That's class width. Okay, so that is what your median formula is about. Let's look at the model formula. Sorry, okay, model formula. Mode, same thing. Before this, how to find mode? Highest frequency. Oh, my mode is 3. Same thing. Highest frequency. Then you look at the intervals. Then you apply this formula. LB is lower boundary. D1, D1, D2. This D is lowercase, right? So if it's lowercase, we are talking about frequency. So D is difference, meaning I need to minus something. So D1 is the difference between the frequency of the model class to before. That means D1 is before, D2 is after. Difference is you minus. That means you take the frequency of the model class minus the one before is D1. Before is D1. After is D2. Times C, which is the class width. Okay. So now we're going to use the formula. Let's give me a minute. This has moved. Okay, how to identify median class? Same like what we did using without intervals. N plus 1 divided by 2. Use your cumulative frequency. Find the median class. How to identify model class? The one with the highest frequency. Okay. So like I already told you before you even start, I want you to update this. Midpoint, CF, which is cumulative frequency, and your FXI. Alright. Okay, so now you don't worry about basically the purpose of finding a boundary, because your boundary is already given to you. Actually, it's always upper boundary, lower boundary. Most of the time it's continuous. Alright. What's the purpose of finding midpoint? We want to find mean. Purpose of cumulative frequency, to find median and to draw your ogive. Purpose of FXI, to find mean. Okay, so now there's two ways to calculate and estimate MCT. If you calculate, you will be using formula, all right? Sorry. Mean, median, and mode, we will use the formulas that I just gone through with you. Estimate, you will use graph. You can only estimate median and mode. Mean, you cannot estimate. Mean is always calculate. So whenever the question say calculate, you'll be using the formulas that I just went through with you. When the question say estimate, you'll be using graphs. So estimate median, estimate mode, you will be actually estimating using your graphs. So let's look at an example here. So if you look at the range here, 1005 to 2000, 2000 to 2005, 2005, 3000, this is already good boundaries, all sorted for you. You got nothing to do. So what I told you, this is group data with intervals. You need to calculate mean, median, mode, update your table. What you need to update, CF, midpoint, and FXI. Update the table. This is what I meant, update the table, your midpoint. How to find midpoint? Just add up and divide 2. The middle lah, basically. Add up and divide 2. Okay? Cumulative frequency, I will just recap what is cumulative frequency. 2. 2 plus 4, 6. 6 plus 4, 10. 10 plus, you just keep on adding up. That means you're adding it up. You understand? 2. 2 plus 4, 6. 6 plus 4, 10. 10 plus 18. Okay, so you just continue. 28. Do you see that? So that is what you call cumulative frequency. FXI is frequency times midpoint. 2 times this is this. Okay, and I always want you to add 2 new things here, which is not here. Total frequency down here and total FXI here. I want you to do that all the time. So how to find mean? Total this, divide total frequency. So you find mean, you total up, divide total frequency. Your mean is 3250 grams. How to find median? Basically, how to find median? You need to find your median class first, right? How to find median class? N plus 1 divided by 2. What is N? 45. That means what is your total frequency? 45. 45 plus 1 is 46. Correct or not? See if I can... Okay, 45 plus 1 is 46. 46, you divide 2, what do you get? You get 46, you need to divide 2, basically. You will get 23. What does that say? Meaning your median class is at data number 23. Do you see that? Total frequency plus 1 times half. 45 plus 1, so data number 23. So you look for the class, where is data number 23 sitting down? How to find where is data number 23? Go back to your table. Until here, 2. Until here, you have 6 data already. Until here, 10. So data number 23 should be inside here, isn't it? Which is this, 3000 to 3500. That is my median class. So now we're going to apply the formula that I just taught you earlier. Lower boundary, 3000. Half times total frequency, half times 45, minus, what is FB again? FB is big alphabet, uppercase, right? If uppercase means is cumulative frequency before the median class. So this is my median class. Cumulative frequency before that will be 10. Minus 10 over frequency of the median class, which is 18. So 18 times 500. What's 500? The size of the class, meaning how big my class is. Alright, then you compute the whole thing, you'll get 3347 grams. How to find model class? Okay, so go back to your table. What is mode? The one with the highest frequency, which is this. So my model class is 3000 to 3500. Now we are going to apply the formula. Lower boundary is 3000 plus, what is D1? All lowercase, right? So we're talking about frequency. D is difference. So D1 is difference of frequency before my model class, which is 18 minus 4. So D1 is 14. D2 is difference after 18 minus 16, which is 2 times 500. This is your mode. So one thing I want to tell you, your mean, median and mode usually sits about the same class. You cannot go and have, oh, my median is in this class, my mode is in the class so far away. No way. If you calculate something like that and something is so far away, you pretty much know you have gone wrong. Okay? Alright, so now let's look at graphical methods. So I'll go through histogram first because we have done histogram together. So whenever they tell you to estimate mode or use graphical method to find mode, you're going to use your histogram to find mode. How to use histogram to find mode? First, you draw your histogram as per usual. Like I told you, between the first bar and the axis there is no gap. No gap, understand? So you straight away start at 1500. Okay, you draw already. Now you want to find the mode. You look for the highest frequency, the highest bar. You cross. You understand? That means from this corner, you cross to this side. From this corner, you cross to this side. Is that clear? You crisscross, come down, and you find your mode. Alright, your mode most of the time is an estimate. All of you will have different answers, but it should be about the same. Okay, now how do you check whether your answer is correct? Apply the formula. You know the mode formula we were doing just now? This formula. Apply this formula, calculate. Your answer should be about close by. So you are checking your work. Your answer should never be wrong. If you use the formula, your answer is very different, then you pretty much know your graph is wrong. Okay, now ogive is something new. So I'm going to go through ogive with you using your manual. Page 42. So do you see page 42? Alright. So how to draw ogive? In school, a lot of you have been using midpoint. Please delete this from your memory. Delete. No more midpoint. It's always upper boundary and cumulative frequency percentage. Okay, so meaning what does that tell you? You need to update your table. So whenever they ask you to draw ogive, you need to add in a new column which is cumulative frequency percentage. How to find cumulative frequency percentage? I'll just show you using maybe this table. So 2 over 45 times 100. 6 over 45 times 100, 10 over 45 times 100, 20, just round it to a whole number. 2 over 45 times 100 means you find the percentage of each. So the last one is 45 over 45 times 100 must be 100%. Nah? Okay, so you need to add an extra column. So you need CF percentage. So you can see here 0, 10, 20, 30, 40 and 100. The last one will always be 100. And upper boundary, no midpoint. Now please delete this midpoint from your brains. So upper boundary and CF percentage, and you will draw it. You can use ruler. No need to draw freehand and have that curve. No need. Just draw with ruler and finish it. Okay. So how to find midpoint, median? What is median? Half of the data, right? 50%. Come down. So this is how you draw your ogive. All of you are clear? So this is how you draw the ogive. CF percentage and upper boundary. So if you would like to start the first one with lower boundary, no problem. So the first lower boundary will be 0. So let's say this table, you see, you must use upper boundary, right? So the first one will be, as you can see, 0. Then the first upper boundary here, 2000. That will be the first percentage. Can you see? Then you go higher, 2005, 3000. It will continue to go up. And 50% you come down. Okay, so if you want, you can practice using this table. Try to draw and check your work. So your median will be 3350 at 50%. All right, so let's just go through this chapter. So you have group data without interval. You only update the table with two things, which is cumulative frequency and FX. With interval, you must boundary. The boundaries, don't worry, like I told you, you can ignore that part because boundaries are already given to you. Pretty much sorted for you. Okay, and then you have midpoint, you have cumulative frequency and FXI. Okay, so how to find midpoint and class intervals I've already taught you, so that's not really a problem. Okay, now a lot of you have asked me where to find answers. So if you go to the slides that I've already shared with all of you, the solutions are already there. This time is not in your manual. So the solutions are already there one by one. So as you can see, just a few things that you need to be careful about. Things that have units, make sure you put it in 2 decimal places. So some are not, some are. So make sure all of yours are in 2 decimal places. So as you can see, all the answers are already here. This is something we did in the last class, ungrouped data. So this is group data with intervals. Everything must be in 2 decimal places here, your answers. So as you can see, I've put it down here because this one has unit. All right, so here you go. Graphical method, this is your ogive. So always use upper boundary and CF percentage. So as you can see here, you need to add an extra column for CF percentage. So most of all of them are here, the answers. So you can go through the slides that I've shared with you. If there are any questions, please do ask me. So as for now, we have finished chapter 2. All right, we have finished chapter 2. The following week, we will continue with chapter 3. Okay, I've broken down chapter 2 into 3 videos: ungroup data, group data with intervals, and group data without intervals. So I would expect you to follow the class bit by bit. So you must understand this time around, our classes are online. I can't really check, so please make sure you upload your work. All right. Thank you, guys.